If you're getting activation error 0x101 on Windows Server, it usually means the system can't properly reach or validate activation services. Let's fix that step by step. All right guys, so we're gonna head to our Windows Server desktop here, and we're gonna start in our command prompt. So we'll hit the Windows key and we'll just type in cmd. We wanna make sure that we run this as administrator. So right click on the command prompt itself and click run as administrator. All right, once we're in command prompt, we're gonna type ping space google.com. Now you should get replies like I'm getting right now. And if you don't, this is not an activation issue, it's actually a network problem. Next command is nslookup. The address we're going to type is microsoft.com. As you can see, it returned a response that said DNS request timed out. So this is actually a problem, one that you might experience yourself. Now we can quickly fix this. If I hit Windows key and R together to bring up the run box, let's go to ncpa.cpl. And then once we're here, let's right click on our internet connection. Let's hit properties. We're going to double click into Internet Protocol version 4. And we could either set an automatic DNS server, or we could just set it to Google's DNS instead of what we're currently using, which is failing. Google's DNS server is 8.8.8.8. Below that, 8.8.4.4. All right, let's press OK. And I'll press OK again. Close that out. Now let's repeat the same thing inside of command prompt, nslookup, microsoft.com. And now we're getting an IP address returned, so we have successfully corrected that issue. Step number 2 is to check our time and language. If our system time is off, activation will fail. This is fairly easy to access in Windows Server. Let's go to settings. We're going to go to time and language, click date and time, and we can either set our time zone automatically, or we can just confirm that we have the correct one shown. So I am in Central Time, US and Canada, so this is correct. And then once we have modified or verified that this is correct, we can click to sync now. The next step is to make sure that you're using the correct activation type. We have KMS or volume licensing. We also have MAK or multiple activation keys. So using the wrong method will trigger this error. Okay, so step 4 is to re-enter our product key. And this is essentially a clean reset. Now, before we do this, we want to make sure that we actually have access to our original product key. So we're gonna do that first, and then we'll show you guys how to reset it. So if the key is embedded in the system, going back into our command prompt from earlier, we can try this command, wmic path, and then we'll include the rest of this in the description box below if you want to just copy and paste it. Most of the time, this is going to return nothing, just like it did now. And that means that our key is not embedded in the system. Now there's another command we can use to check the current license info, slmgr //dlv. All right, and then this is not going to display our entire key, but it is going to tell us a product partial key. So I'm going to go find the product key that matches this. And once I have that information, we'll move on to the next step. If you're not sure where to get this, you can usually find it in your email address or wherever it was provided to you from your original seller of this key. Or you'd want to make sure that you have access to your volume licensing service center or your organization's records. Now, if you have yet to purchase Windows Server, here at Indigo Software, we offer Microsoft Office, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows Server, remote desktop licenses, and more at a great price. We'll have those linked in the description box below if you have yet to purchase your license. Okay, so I've just pasted in my product key. I went and found it from my email, and I'm going to have this handy for the next step in the process, which is to actually remove this and then reapply it. We're going to do that reset that we were just talking about. So back in command prompt, I just started a new window. We're going to type in the same command, which is slmgr / this time upk. Okay, and we should see uninstalled product key successfully. And then the next one is very simple as well, slmgr /ipk. And then we'll do a space and we'll enter our full product key. This is 25 characters long, and we'll press enter. And we can see that we installed the product key successfully. Again, this is the same key that I already had installed. We just did a sort of reset to remove it and reset it. Okay, and then to force the activation attempt, we're going to type slmgr /ato. And as we can see here, we have the server standard edition product activated successfully. So with that, we can move on to the next step. All right, still in the command prompt, step 5 is to try to restart licensing services. We're gonna do this by typing in net stop sppsvc. All right, let's press enter. The software protection service is not started. Okay, and then we're gonna basically type the reverse of that. So net start sppsvc. And we can see that the service is now starting, and it was successfully started. So what this does is it restarts the software protection platform service. And if the activation is stuck, this can often clear it. Now, step number 6, we're going to check the firewall / port access. Activation requires outbound access. So we want to make sure that ports like 80, which is HTTP, and 443 HTTPS are not blocked. This is especially common on servers behind strict firewalls. We can quickly, I'm going to close the command prompt for now. So we can go to our settings. All right, step number 7 is to force KMS activation. This is if you're using volume licensing. Again, let's go to command prompt. And again, let's run that as administrator. So right click, run as administrator. Okay, here we're going to type slmgr /skms space, and then this would be your KMS server. So I'm just going to type this as a placeholder for you guys to copy and paste. However, this should be the server, your KMS server, and that will be an IP address or a host name. Now, note that you can skip this step if you're not using a KMS server in your environment. All right, if it's still not working, here are a few less obvious causes. One would be corrupted system files. And the first thing we can run to check that is sfc space /scan now. This scan will take a little bit of time, so I'll skip to the next step. Another less common problem is that the activation server could just be temporarily unavailable. In this case, you'll just have to wait and retry later. Another potential culprit is the wrong Windows Server edition. Your key must match, for example, standard versus data center, evaluation versus full. This mismatch will always cause a failure in activation. All right, the last step for this video is to confirm activation. So if we go to settings and activation, we want to see that Windows is in fact activated. Okay, just to show you guys that part. So if I go to settings, system, and towards the bottom, we should have activation right here. You see our current activation state is active, and we have Windows Server 2025 standard, which matches the version that I have purchased from the retailer. In real environments, this error is usually a network or licensing mismatch, not a broken system. So start simple, don't overcomplicate it. Also, make sure that you're using a legitimate and correct license. Activation issues are far more common with incorrect or mismatched keys. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you're still running into this error, drop a comment with what you've tried, and we'll help you troubleshoot it. If you need a genuine Windows Server license or other Microsoft software at a great price, be sure to check out Indigo software. Links are below. If this helps you to fix the issue, a like and subscribe goes a long way. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.